Hello and welcome again to this new series on meditation. Today we are discussing the very important topic of meditation with children as a way to peace in the world. We are going to begin by looking at the experience at a school in Canada. There will be a little conversation and a response from the teachers, the students, and the bishop of the community. So let's begin by looking at this Canadian experience. Something is growing.
About Christian meditation, I mentioned to a friend that I was attending a professional development on the topic of Christian meditation, and I was a little bit skeptical. And when I told my friend, her reaction was she was very shocked, and she said to me, "Oh my gosh, you can't do that. Catholics don't meditate."
I certainly had my doubts going into it, appreciating how a class would all come to be still for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. I couldn't envision it because I didn't think it was possible.
First impression was, I don't know if this is going to work. The little kids are too little. They're never going to be quiet that long. And the big kids are, once they get to grade 7 and 8, they're going to go, oh, this isn't cool.
I like that I can kind of just stop whatever I'm doing and just find my inner peace and relax and just slow down everything so that I'm not always rushed around and thinking about the next thing.
It just relaxes you and makes you calm and just think about what's happening through the day.
It helps you find your peace and reflect on the things that you've done wrong and the things that you can make yourself better.
If you're in school and you have a test coming up, you can just forget about the stress and stuff about it. I just think about God and, say the words Maranatha in my head and just try to forget everything.
When you think of young people, often they'll say to their parents and others, I'm so bored, and they're really described as a generation that's always on the move, always on the go. There's always something in their ears, listening to music, that stillness, quiet is something to avoid at all costs. So to see them still and quiet and reflecting and meditating was something very positive. So I asked them, is this something that's boring? And no, they said no, and they acknowledged because they are doing something. It's not that they're doing nothing at all. They're putting themselves in the presence of God. They're listening to their gentle shepherd.
Even the times when I think of myself as waiting for somebody, waiting 5 minutes is a torture. And yet if you're able to just do a little meditation for that 5 minutes, it puts you into a whole different realm. And I love the way they bring God and listening to God into the quiet time that they have.
The thing that I've learned the most from children through Christian meditation is how much easier they find it to get into modes of prayer. I was really amazed, young and old, in terms of elementary students, kindergarten students, grade 8 students, how they were able to find calm and to speak meaningfully, actually, about their experiences.
When we first heard about Christian meditation, we heard about it at a religious committee meeting. And I wasn't just too sure how it was going to work. I couldn't see a classroom of grade 3s and 4s sitting quiet for that length of time. When I went today and saw them, I was absolutely amazed.
When there's a lot of noise, it's hard to focus on things. And when we're all sitting down quietly, you can focus just on God. We don't really take too much time to spend time with Him, and it feels good to just take a minute or two to spend time with Him.
They're here at school, and it's an integral part of their education, the religion. But a lot of kids kind of push it away. But the kids seem really accepting of it.
If you have a hard day, then you can just try it and it'll calm you down. You're saying Maranatha, and that's a saying for Jesus come to me.
The meditation helps students with their learning, so they are able to spend some time with Jesus, they calm, they de-stress, and it has actually helped them in terms of kind of clearing their minds and being able to engage in the lesson and be a little bit more kind of focused.
You get to spend time with God by yourself, and you just get to relax. You don't have to just do it at school. You can do it at home too. When at home, I had a bad day with my sister, and I meditate so I could let everything go and be happy.
When my daughter first came home with it, she's in grade 1, she was really excited about it. It was something new that she was interested in.
My oldest one gets stressed out very easily, and she tries to take on the mother role, and so she'll get arguing and everything, and I said, Caitlin, it's time for quiet time, and she'll go off to her room or into the hallway, and she'll sit there, and you can see her starting to calm down and doing her meditation. So we try to meditate as a family more, and they teach me properly how to hold my hands.
If the kids are quiet, it means they're watching the TV, or they're staring at the computer or their tablet or whatever. They're always engaged in something, and it's just the disconnect from everything else, and just having some quiet time where they're just doing the meditation. And sometimes she's told her mother and I that maybe we need to go, especially me, I guess, go have a little meditation of my own, which is good. And I always tell her now, if you think Daddy's getting to that point, tell Daddy you need to go and do a little meditation and calm down, Dad. So
you can let everything out with something blocking you, and it just makes me feel free. I just feel really relaxed, and it just soothes me.
Just to see them enter into this form of prayer, it seems so natural for them, and to be at peace and to really focus on praying to the Lord and being still in the Lord. It was just a very, very beautiful experience all around.
Yeah, they're finding their peace in this crazy world that we're in right now.
That you can just focus on yourself, and you can get away from the troubles and hassles of the world.
You spend time with God, and you just keep your focus on Him.
I hope that as the children feel more comfortable with silence, that they'll also see the role of silence in the liturgy and how it is being active, it is participating, but in a new and wonderful way. A beautiful imagery I've seen and I've heard is that, there's a storm on the sea and the boat is being buffeted. But if you go down to the bottom of the sea, it's still and it's calm. And so what we need to do is help people to be able to go within and find the Lord who is deep within and be at peace. And that way there can be a storm going around them, but they'll still be at peace, and it'll help them, I think, just deal with life in a way that is very Christ-like.
I was here at St. Mary's School. I was very moved by meditating with the children, but also by seeing the sense of wonder among the teachers.
I think one of the things that surprised me the most is how the kids crave it on a daily basis. So we build it into our schedule. So when I do my agenda board in the morning, it's there. But sometimes we get busy, and the kids will stop, and they will stop me and say, "Hey, Miss, are we going to do our meditation today?"
What we've noticed in talking to teachers that have been participating in this practice is that they're noticing changes in their class management, or the tone of their classes. These periods of reflection are resulting in a better classroom management, classes that are more controlled, they're quieter, they're perhaps more reflective.
If I do something wrong, right at first I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, but then later on I'll think about it, and I'll kind of come to my senses and apologize.
Sister Ilia Delia, in her book Christ in Evolution, writes that contemplation is the vision of a heart-centered God by which one sees the depths of things in their true reality. That's what I believe Catholic education offers to our students. It offers them a new way of seeing, a way of seeing from the heart, where the presence of God exists.
To learn anything, you have to have the spirit of joy. And that's what I could see here. What they said to me is that the meditation in the school makes it a more joyful place.
I was very impressed with what I have seen. I can see it as something that will only enhance the spirituality of our students, but also our staff, and how it then can spread to the family. You know, to me, meditation is simply just resting in the arms of our loving Savior. And I think that image of Jesus hugging the children, meditation provides that, a time for them to be hugged and one with their God.
Do you know how to meditate? If you don't, I'll teach you how to meditate.
So now it is important that we locate this within our own context. A discussion about what is happening and how we are penetrating schools in Trinidad and Tobago with meditation practice. I'm happy to welcome Pat Hawaii, a member of the leadership team of WCCM Caribbean. Pat is the coordinator for schools. And Pat will be in conversation with Lisa Hines Lynch, who is the principal of Nelson Street Girls RC School, where meditation is practiced, and two young student meditators from St. Joseph's Convent in Porto, Spain, and they are Shamaria Ali and Letitia Karen Bucas. So I hand over now to Pat so that you can find out more about this very important area of meditation outreach.
Thank you, Michelle. I'll begin with Lisa. Lisa, how long have you been meditating in your school?
At Nelson Street Girls, we've been meditating continuously for the past 15 months.
So when you say continuously, you mean every day of the week?
Every day. We start after lunch, and what we've noticed is that it sets the tone for the afternoon period.
Oh, very good. And what impact would you say meditation has had on your school?
Well, the impact has been manifold. We have noticed, the teachers and myself, we've noticed that the children, they've become rather calm. All the incidents of children doing things that are not Christ-like, fighting, bullying, those things seem to have stopped. The teachers have noted that even if something happens and we cannot have the meditation, the children, they ask for it.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. It's amazing because one would think that in an inner city school, in the heart of Porto, Spain, it would be difficult to meditate. But what we've realized is that our children look forward to that time where they can be still and be with God.
Right. Yeah. Have you noticed any changes in academic performance because of it?
Well, what I have noticed, I would like to think that we can attribute that to the meditation, but our children, they have been doing better. They are calmer. They are able to focus more in the afternoon period.
Yes.
And even on a personal note, some of the teachers, they say that sometimes when it's difficult, you know, they start their Maranatha and they calm themselves down.
Oh,
yes.
Wow,
yes.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So you are quite pleased with
I am
introducing
exceptionally
meditation.
pleased, and I would not hesitate to recommend that all Catholic schools in Trinidad and Tobago get themselves on the meditation caravan.
Has there been any problems with, in terms of spirituality and meditation in a Catholic school?
In the beginning, really, I must be honest, there was a bit of problems because oftentimes many people associated meditation with Eastern practices. So, you know, we had some people, some teachers, they were a bit they were not enthused about the idea. So that is why we had to call Miss Hawaii to come and have a whole meditation session with all the members of staff.
Right.
And after we did that, then everybody realized the benefits of meditation. And we've been
and how
pleased.
deeply entrenched it is in our tradition, in our
it
Catholic
is.
tradition.
Yes.
Yes.
When those girls, when they say the Maranatha and the long vowel A, it just calms them. Some of our children, they fall asleep. They do fall asleep at the 10-minute period. And we allow them.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Now I'll go to Shamaria and Letitia. You all actually lead the meditation in St. Joseph Convent for the entire school. And I know you do it once a week on a Thursday. So how did you come to be leading the meditation in school?
Well, actually, for me, it was different. When they were going around asking for who would like to do it, who would like to volunteer, I actually wasn't really interested, because I thought, meditation, it's just sitting down, closing your eyes and thinking about something, right? But I'm happy that I actually joined in doing it, because it definitely has helped me academically to improve. One.
How so?
I found that my grades, they definitely improved. Like, I find myself focusing more. I find myself figuring out questions more quickly, because I have a much clearer mind to think through the questions.
Right, so meditation clears your mind,
yes,
calms you down,
it calms me
and
down.
then you could think logically.
Instead of having a stressed mind, you just clogged up everything inside that you can't think straight.
So you volunteered too, and how long ago was that?
A year ago.
And what form were you all in when you started? Form 3, so you were just 14 or 15?
Teachers, Miss Alfred, she encouraged us.
Yeah.
She really pushed us, because we were nervous to go in front of the, entire school
and just.
But she, she said it would be okay. And over time, we became accustomed, and it's fun now to go every Thursday. We look forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what has meditation done for you personally? So Letitia, could you share?
Yes, so it helps me to be calm, just like similar to Shamaria. I become more focused and organized in the morning, and be able to clear my mind, and I think through and process what I have to do for the rest of the day.
Right.
So yes, I'm more organized.
Right. Excellent. Now, Lisa, what about your personal? How has it impacted you personally?
Actually, I think the meditation has allowed me to be a calmer individual. And being a teacher, dealing with different people, parents, sometimes it's easy to be not as Jesus would want us to be. But I've noticed, even in the school, there are no fights. We really have no fights anymore since we've started the meditation.
Right.
And personally, I have noticed that I'm a calmer, more rational human being. And I'm very pleased about that.
Right. And do you practice meditation yourself?
Yes, well, when I started with the school, so even though we do it every day after lunch, so on the days, the weekend, I continue with the meditation.
Oh, lovely. And as you said, you had no fights in school.
No.
Meditation is
That's
a way
a thing of the
peace.
past. That's a thing of the past.
Meditation is a way of peace and non-violence. So that's very good. And Shamaria, what about you? Do you share meditation with anyone outside of school?
Yes, I do. I share with my sister, my older sister, and my little brother.
Yes.
We meditate together as a family, and through doing that, I found that we connect with each other more easily. We understand each other more better, and we are more relaxed, and we're not always fighting over, because siblings, we fight a lot. We're not always fighting over this and that and that. We are more relaxed and we're more clear-minded.
All right. And what about you, Letitia?
Well, I actually had meditation in my primary school, Sacred Heart Girls.
Oh, so you were practicing meditation for years.
We had the CD, and we didn't have to go on the intercom to speak or anything. So we just sat in class with our teacher, and it was really calming for us.
Right, and have you shared it with anyone outside of school?
Yes, my mother, because I don't have siblings, so it's just my parents and I, and yes, we do it together. family bonding time.
All right. Excellent. Now, Lisa, you were saying you would recommend it to other schools.
I definitely will recommend it to other schools. My school is located in the heart of Port of Spain, an inner city school.
Right, and maybe you could tell people the catchment area for students from your school.
Okay, because my school is located at the end of Nelson Street, we have children from Port of Spain, Nelson Street, Duncan Street, Mova, Laventil, Sealots. That is our catchment area. And our school, the location physically, it's a rather loud place. So I felt that meditation is a way for our children to be calm without removing themselves physically from the hullabaloo of Port of Spain, but they can find that peace inside of themselves. And we've noticed it works, really works.
And that's a seed we plant for life, because it's simple and anybody can do it.
Anyone can do it.
And children take to it more because they have less baggage. They're natural contemplators.
They're natural, yes.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing with us. And if anyone wants to introduce meditation to their school, they can contact me, Pat Hawaii, at 756-3010, or email me at pathawaii@yahoo.com. That's PATHOWAI @yahoo.com. Heavenly Father, open our hearts to the silent presence of the Spirit of your Son. Lead us into that mysterious silence where your love is revealed to all who call. Maranatha, Maranatha. Come, Lord Jesus.